They look like something you would see at a professional studio. This dream to come true. Now, I was thinking, I did not have the proper understanding of branding when I began. Something 20 plus. If you want to increase your scent game, go check out Humble. That'd be a good thumbnail image. And we're back for another episode of Welcome to the Medins. This episode's going to be a little bit different. That's because I want to take you guys kind of through the setup that I have for this last episode and this one. All right. This has been a huge help for being able to kind of make this dream come true. So I'm going to take you guys on a tour through the Welcome to the Medins podcast setup. So I'll start off with these lights as they're kind of hard to miss. I got these doing beta testing a while ago, and they were honestly like a big motivation for me to get going on Welcome to Medins because, I mean, just look at them. They look like something you would see at a professional studio, although if you look right there, you can see I don't have that cover on, but that's just fine. And then I got this little tripod selfie light for when I want to get a couple angles. Then I do my best to kind of match the lighting conditions on my phone with kind of the main workhorse here for Welcome to the Medins is my Sony A7 Mark III. I did my research on which cameras I should get that could do both video work and photography work. And kind of the end result I got was the A7 Mark III. I checked with a review from a film company that I actually really admire and enjoy called Corridor Crew or Corridor Digital. One of their main camera guys talked about how this was the most versatile camera that he had ever used. And so I, liking what they did, decided that I kind of wanted to do the same. And I know that a lot of the film industry uses Sony actual video cameras. And I think I heard not too terribly long ago that the creators for the movie The Creator used a Sony FX30, I think. Just use a few of those to do everything for that movie. And let me tell you, the camera work for that movie was really good. So, lights, tripod, camera, but then this tripod. This thing is heavy duty. The Sackler, made in Germany. My old youth pastor, which you guys have met, Keith Beckwith, gave this to me, and he worked the smoothness of the transitions that this thing does, as well as just the fact that it is straight up super sturdy, has really been a huge help to this dream as well. When you want to do good work, whether it be videography or camera, getting a good tripod. This thing has, the work is just so smooth. Now, I can't play with it right now because I got my shot set up for when I sit down on the other side of the camera. But I have really enjoyed this thing. So if you're looking for a good one, they are a little pricey, but I'd encourage you to go get one. My youth pastor also gave me like a quick kind of setup one that I use, not as sturdy, but pretty wonderful for that quick work. Then I have here the Rodecaster Pro 2. Got 4 regular mic channels, Bluetooth, and a USB channel that you can use, along with these fun buttons that you see here that can take all sorts of different sounds and effects, which eventually I will program into there. This has added a huge quality to the audio for Welcome to the Medins. I've really enjoyed getting to learn how to use it. I've used it for the stuff that I do for the veteran organization called Base Camp Hope, or BCH for short. And these Beats Studio headphones, they're a little bit older, you can see, super worn out. But they provided some good audio feedback for when I'm looking to see if I'm too loud or whoever it is I'm interviewing is a little too loud. Then I have the brand new MacBook Pro M3 chip computer, 16-inch, 1 terabyte drive. I thought it'd be best to have kind of the extra terabytes be all stuff that I had externally for in case this thing ever went kaput on me. I would still have all the files that I need for externally, just to kind of plug and play into a new computer if I should need it. But then for all the editing, I do Premiere Pro. Except for the stuff that you guys see on Instagram and the YouTube shorts, that's just all on Instagram that I do that editing. Sometimes I do use this for those shorts, but I have really enjoyed getting to learn how to use this program. I am no master at it yet, but I am slowly and surely getting there. On top of that, always having good reading material. I referenced this book in the last video, Living Fearless by Jamie Winship. If you guys haven't heard of him, I would highly encourage you to check him out and look at reading this book too. I've really enjoyed it a lot. It has inspired a lot of thought for me moving forward. And then why not get a solid water bottle? Not particularly Starbucks or whatever, but I just like the color of it, and it's always good to stay hydrated when you're doing different work. So that is my setup, and this has really enabled this dream to come true. Now, I was thinking initially when I got going on, or was thinking about getting going on Welcome to the Medins, kind of the thought of everything was pretty overwhelming. I was not sure that I'd be able to do it. I kind of thought you had to have like super nice camera equipment. You had to have like an expensive board, top of the line computer type stuff, like in, super professional lights that you get from any company. And so just the whole idea seemed overwhelming at first. Then I kind of broke into the space with a Sony that I was using and learning to use for work at the time, and used our X32 soundboard that we use for all of our concerts, which my buddy Austin and my brother-in-law Tyler helped me with to get that going. And then I used the iPhone that I had at the time and an Android something 20 plus, I think. And that kind of got me underway, which was really exciting. To think that I hadn't had any superior film training or video editing education, but with just some simple equipment, even just my phone and some beta tested lights, I could get going on a dream that I had wanted, on top of hearing for many years that I had the voice for radio. And I have never had a radio job. I think it would be a lot of fun to work in a radio environment. If anyone's looking, feel free to contact me at welcometothemedins@gmail.com. Love to hear from you and love to do a tryout. Here's some of my practice rounds right now. I just thought it'd be a lot of fun. And after I got over that initial hump that you don't necessarily need super fancy equipment, now I realize the Sony A7 Mark III, and I keep saying that over and over again, sorry about that, and the Rodecaster Pro 2 are pretty fancy, and the new MacBook are also really nice. But I didn't start with all of this being, I didn't start with these. I started with a simpler MacBook and a camera that I was allowed to borrow from work, and then my phone. And I borrowed some of my siblings' phones too, just for some extra angles. And went from there. And now I have my own camera, really nice tripod. Thank you, Keith, for that. these nicer lights and the Rodecaster and the new MacBook because of just investing in growing slowly but surely. So it wasn't just all overnight. It took quite a bit of time and then a lot of learning with Premiere Pro to be able to get to the point I'm at now. Now, there's still a lot in terms of visual quality and audio quality that I need to increase to get, I think, more to like a pro level. But for now, like this is sounding a lot better and it's looking a lot better than how it all began. And if you guys want to see how it all began, hear how it all began, you can go back to the first episodes of Welcome to Medins. They are not awful, just so you know, like it won't hurt your ears or your eyes necessarily to listen, but with the lighting, I was pretty washed out with the audio. Had to have some help from my buddy Austin to get some things tweaked. And then I was trying kind of different things at the time to see if I could get like more on the go. So some shotgun mics, which are just, I don't know how quite to describe it correctly, but like more of an open audio sound. Whereas this is kind of more concentrated, pretty professional. There's a lot of internal editing that you can do to each and every single mic that you have. So this is been doing a lot of work, still having to get it exactly right and figuring out how to kind of do pre-production to simplify the post-production. But it's a good start, or well, good intermediate, because this isn't necessarily the start, but it's been teaching me a lot, which I've really enjoyed the adventure along the way with this. And then you guys have gotten to see a lot of new kind of rebranding or branding evolution of Welcome to Medins with our new logo. And then like the new kind of thumbnail image styling. Like it's been a combination of learning this stuff, video, lighting, audio, and then graphic design as well, because I do that as like a freelance side job too. So if anyone's looking for logo and branding, please feel free to contact me as well. You can leave a comment or email us at welcometomedins@gmail.com. And I'd love to be able to talk with you about that. Pretty affordable. So there's that. That'll be a good thumbnail image. I might use that. I don't know. You'll see. Anyway, so I've just been getting to learn and grow a lot, and I've actually used Instagram quite a bit and the Reels to find videos and clips of how people have done things differently. So that's been largely educational to me for video editing tricks, for just the Reels and the shorts, as well as the more long form YouTube videos like this. And then for branding, I did not have the proper understanding of branding when I began. I was like, a brand is a logo. That is not it. And every branding professional out there, if you're listening, you're probably going, man, why did it take them so long? Because I was new. I didn't go to school for it. I went to school for international business leadership. So it was kind of a liberal arts education overall on business. So I could understand more of overall business need and every aspect of operation. But my primary interest was people and the creativity in marketing and advertising. So that interest developed as I've grown as a professional and discovered that this was kind of more so the space that I really enjoyed. Now, I also enjoy sales quite a bit, but kind of how I feel about sales, I equate a lot to fishing. I enjoy the initial thrill of the catch, but when it comes to cooking the fish, it's a little bit more tiring for me. But I love getting to talk with people and work with people, especially on products that I really believe in and working with and using that I think add quality to whatever it is I'm doing, like the Rodecaster Pro 2. Rode is not a sponsor of the page, but one day they will be, I'm believing. And then places like Humble. I really enjoy their soaps and their deodorants and their lip balm. And I did not like lip balm leading up to working with them. But then I had theirs. I was like, ooh, actually makes my lips feel really good. And it's not like it didn't have like the bothering sense and the taste when you had to, lick your lips. Anyway, I've really enjoyed them. And then my friend Tom Glover at the Old Art House. I enjoy art, but I enjoyed art a lot more when I saw his work. And you guys have heard me talk about it. His McLaren work. Just so stinking cool. And I realize maybe that doesn't sound the most mature, but so awesome. The way he gets that retro feel in there. Like, it just feels like classic artwork, but made for today. So if you guys want to get your own, go check him out at theoldarthouse.com. I'll throw a link in the description for you to be able to check out. And then same with Humble. Use our link and you get an extra 15% off of your order. So as I've said in prior ones, I still think this would be a good saying. If you want to increase your scent game, go check out Humble. Anyway, this is my setup. Pretty humble, pretty small right now. I have dreams and goals to make it a lot bigger. I would like to get the FX30, a couple of those down the line, because the downside of the A7, unless I do a lot of very specific changes that would then get adjusted when I update the software in it, it has a 29-minute and 30-second record time before it just shuts off, which has happened to me, especially in the beginning when I didn't know a whole lot about the camera, where then I'd lose that visual because I didn't know about the time limit. So that is the bummer about that. But in kind of learning, and that was some of the inspiration for the shortening of our episodes, that if you're wanting to do shorter things that are less than 30 minutes, it works out pretty well. But if you're looking for the more extended periods of time, then kind of going more the FX30 type camera, where that is its sole purpose, that it is a videography camera. Then you want to do that. But this also does some really good photography. I've done some photography of my family, nothing professional, but it looks really nice, especially in comparison to my phone, though this has really good camera capabilities now, and phones are getting up close. But I think if we were to talk to a diehard, you use nice cameras, professionals know how to make that thing do work that this thing could never, ever accomplish. I am not at that level. My sister, Deborah, she is, but I am not. So there it is. Sony A7 Mark III, my Sockler tripod. These beta tested lights, which still do a great job. And then Rodecaster Pro 2 and my MacBook Pro. Those are what I use to make Welcome to the Medins a reality. And then this microphone is an SE. I actually got it, fun fact, for my drum kit to mic my snare. And then when I showed it to my best friend Austin, he's like, that thing is a great vocal mic. So I've been carrying it with me everywhere I go when I record these episodes, and it does produce a really good sound, as you can tell right now. The quality is really clear and crisp. That is, honestly, in combination to the mic itself and my Rodecaster. But I want to use higher quality equipment. This stand is from my SE microphone set. It's actually an overhead mic stand for miking cymbals and stuff. So it's got a really heavy base. It's really firm and sturdy. Has 2 extension options, and this has done a lot of really good work too. So just regular mic stands. Eventually I'll get the really nice kind of podcast type stand and mics. But that is a part I have not been able to, I suppose, convince myself to buy yet. I would love to work with brands like Beacon or Rode to be able to get nicer mic equipment. So if you're interested, please feel free to contact me, or you're a small company. I'd love to work with you, test it out, and use it here in Welcome to the Medins. But there we are, the Welcome to the Medins equipment tour. If you ever have more questions, please feel free to leave a comment or email us. If you want to keep up with Welcome to Medins, press subscribe and that little bell button so you get notified every time a new episode comes out. You can follow us on Instagram and like us on Facebook as well. Please check out our partners and buy your soaps, deodorants, and lip balms from Humble. And if you're wanting to get some more artwork, please go check out the oldarthouse.com. Tom is doing great work, and you should definitely treat yourself to some of his art. But until then, I'm looking forward to seeing you next time on Welcome to the Medins.